Welcome to a Cigar Hustler Podcast, episode 482. I'm Mike Palmer, your host and engineer.
Look at that. It looks amazing.
With me today is, what did I say we're going to? This is harder to do. We don't have a Phil today because, unfortunately, Phil has been injured on the set of his new movie.
Yep.
The new movie's name is Phil and the Seaman, A Nautical Adventure.
Yep, Nautical Adventure.
Apparently, he slipped and fell in some product.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
I hope he's okay.
But he'll be okay.
Is this being filmed on his private Irish island?
He's on a cruise ship.
Cruise ship.
On a cruise ship.
Yeah, it goes to the island.
And then he's going to stay there for 90 grand.
Yeah, that's where it's quiet and safe. And then when photos come up, he's going to say, I don't remember them. I'm not sure about them. I don't know who these ladies are. Maybe they were with my party. Maybe they weren't.
I traditionally don't talk personal things. Did he have a kid?
He's got one in the oven.
Yeah.
He's got one in the oven.
He announced it on the show, so
He did. Yeah.
it's fair game.
I saw it on social media, so it's technically public anyway. But.
Yeah, it is very public.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Social, it's in the name.
I saw it on your social media.
Probably.
Dude, you guys are, everything that comes through on my social media feed is like 90% a Cigar Hustler podcast.
That makes me very happy.
Yeah, it's huge. It's all the time, constant.
Yes. You need to comment on all of it.
I should start commenting. I don't have enough time.
Yeah. No, that's a lame excuse. It's like, oh, Jim, don't have enough time.
I'll comment on ones when I'm on,
Okay.
and go and get in arguments with people.
Fine.
All right,
What else we got
you guys
going?
done?
Yeah, what else we got going?
Yeah.
All right, my co-host today is Michael Stepankevich is right there.
Yeah.
And then as our guest host, so I guess there's three hosts. Our guest host is John. Careful what you say about me. I run with Navy SEALs Carney.
Yes. Yes.
Great side effect of the job. To be honest with you, though, with Hoot and Young is the badasses that you're with.
You get to work with the badass.
Yeah, they're literal badasses, and it's you roll deep.
Were you at the Dominican Puro? What's it called? Puro
Sabor.
Sabor?
That's Nicaragua. No, we weren't. No, we were not.
DR?
No, the DR is Pro Cigar. I used to go to it quite a bit. Yeah, I'd been like 7 or 8 times. I heard it was one of the best years yet they had. It was a great show, and it is a really great festival. I recommend anybody that's a huge fan of cigars. That's the creme de la creme for sure. And Puro Sabor is excellent from my ear. I've not been to that, but Pro Cigar is something special.
That just kind of blew our Patreon out of the water because he was not there.
Oh, because
we had reason. We had questions.
Yeah, I can answer questions. We can still talk about it, but I'll be happy to talk Pro Cigar on Patreon. I got some drama if we got drama or whatever. I can answer. I'll do my best. You know what? We can answer them hypothetically.
Yeah.
And I'll provide. It's a what if scenario.
Okay. All right. That's good. I like that.
If you do go to Pro Cigar, however, I highly recommend going to the LFD factory tour. There was nothing like it.
See, that's also leads into that was we had questions about the LFD relationship with Mr. Carney and where you guys are at.
We can talk about it on the Patreon. Absolutely no problem at all. I would still love to talk about it, and I'd be happy to talk about the Pro Cigar that stuff too. They do a great job.
Okay, shut it down. Moving on. Okay, so.
All right, on today's show, we have 2 Florida Man stories, and then in cigars, we have some PCA news, 2 new cigars, and then we have a loser leaves the industry. What's the score game?
A loser leaves the industry.
That's what's on the stakes today, gentlemen.
That sounds amazing.
We're going right under the gate. A loser.
Yeah, there's some fucking loser.
Low IQ.
Right.
All right. Man, we're going to cause some problems with this. Out of the gate, there's 3 things that I know are going to cause controversy with me here. So let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do this.
All right. Before we get started, Michael, how do you get some of that CH Pod swag?
Ooh, great question. What you want to do is check out this lighter. Look at this. Can you see this lighter?
There.
Okay. Log into chpod.com. Go visit chpod.com where you can check out all of our swag. We buy one, you get the second one 40% off. Spend $100 more, John, you're going to get free shipping. Now, listen, there's something else I got to tell you, though. If you're a retail partner with us currently and you're going to the PCA and you want to know what the future looks like as far as what we got with next product coming out, what our plans are to continue growing and keep riding the wave of having the number 2 cigar of the year from Half Wheel, check out the Calendly link on our YouTube below and set your appointment to meet with us. If you do, you're going to get a special Postania Winged Hussars hat. Okay.
If you show up for your appointment.
Yeah, you got to show up. Obviously, you have to show up. But look, the fact of the matter is, if you're going to devote time and energy to us, we want to show you that we appreciate you spending time with us. There's a ton of people at PCA, a bunch of other brands. So coming and seeing us is very important to us, and we want to show you that we appreciate it. Also, if you're a retailer and you're not doing business with us yet, however, you're at the level where it's like, okay, I need to know what the next cigar is, what's going to be the big thing, and I don't want to waste money on something that I can speculate on. Well, listen, you got to come out and check out Postania Cigars. Number 2 cigar and a half wheel, cigar press number 6. I mean, we crushed on a ton of review sites this year, and we got nothing but new and better things coming out in the upcoming year. So again, any retailer, check the link below, log in, see what's available. The appointments are going to fill up fast, so make sure you jump in. And if you're a media member, there's one there for you too. So, and guess what? This year, Palmer, you're not going to believe this.
What?
We're going to be giving a hat away to the media guys too.
Oh.
Because same scenario, man. You guys have all of these people to cover, and we want to show our gratitude and that we appreciate you coming in. So log in and look at we have 2 calendar links below on this YouTube. The first one's going to be for retail. The second one's going to be for media. Get your appointment set, and we'll set aside some time to spend with you.
It's 1 hat per appointment, limited availability.
Yep.
When they're gone, they're gone.
Then when they're gone, they're gone.
We will have enough hats for every appointment.
Yes, we will. Yes. Now, getting into some YouTube comments for the day. Lightning 1993 said, I like the lapel mics. Camera switching is decent. A couple of times it hung on the wrong person. Very true. This is something that, the board is brand new for us, so we're kind of fine-tuning these kinks. But I love these mics. This is so much better. I don't need one on me anymore. We're going to continue to tweak it so that the sounds better. Paul, I know that you're upset about that. It's not as crisp as the Shure mics, but we're going to get it as close as possible. Also, Mark Palmer 570 said, just remember Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Thank you, Mark.
In regards to Misty,
yeah. I have an update on that story.
Oh, do you? Excellent. And T Money says Jacksonville is the largest city by mass outside of Alaska. There are 4 massive cities in Alaska that are larger. David Morris says at 312, love you too, Mr. Palmer. And yeah, that's it. I mean, Mark Palmer said Jacksonville might as well be in Georgia, just saying. And
basically is.
Yeah, pretty much. And Lightning 1993 said Stifler's mom. So that's the link right there. Stifler's mom is the Misty story.
What did you guys talk about, that lady in Texas?
Misty Roberts in Louisiana.
She was a mayor, and she had a...
That was Louisiana, or I thought it was Texas.
It was Louisiana.
Louisiana, yeah.
What's the difference?
Misty's not in Texas, apparently. Yeah, she's apparently in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. So we had a good conversation. It was just the 2 of us, and that was definitely one of the...
Was it live on the show?
No, we just covered it last episode.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll have to jump on the last episode. I've had a crazy week, so...
Yeah, you need to get on it. Comment. And if you comment and we like it, it may make the next show.
You know what I need to start doing is...
Watching the show?
I know I do my workouts in the morning. I go like 6-7 mile walk in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take my son out because he loves being pushed in the stroller. So we'll go until my nanny shows up. And I listen to podcasts when I want it. I need to start doing that in the morning because I'm getting tired of the ones that I'm not gonna say the one I'm listening to. It's just the same old stuff right now. It's I've got the Iranian thing going on, all the political stuff, and it's great. But it's like I can only listen to those updates so often. So this week's been exhausting.
Right.
So I was walking today and I didn't listen to anything, and I was just kind of listening to some white noise, and I was like, you know what? That actually would have been a better thing to have done. So I can add that on there for sure.
Can we talk about the fact that you call a 6 or 7 mile walk like a workout? That's not really. That's just a walk.
6 or 7 miles?
Yeah, it's just a walk. You're just walking.
I mean, I go at like 15-minute pace, bro. It's basically a jog.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, how far do you walk every day?
I don't walk at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I walk like a normal human being up and down throughout the day.
Yeah. See, I have walking sticks.
Yeah. Oh,
which is great. People make fun of it, but you burn 25% more calories, and it also helps with balance as you're walking on things, so you can hike.
Nice.
And then also, if I walk at night, it's a weapon.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can you smoke a cigar while holding a stick?
No, but when I do my workouts, I don't smoke. When I'm out walking, I'm trying not to get too dehydrated, especially as it's gotten more humid. Mm-hmm. And I found if I do walk and smoke, I tend to get very dehydrated very quickly, so I don't walk and smoke often anymore.
Right.
Occasionally, I'll go out after dinner and do like a little walk around the block with like a little cigarillo, but no. I mean, you could walk with the sticks. You just have to have it in your mouth all the time.
Okay. Oh, that sounds like a lot.
How are you pushing the stroller?
Yeah. How do you push stroll with the sticks?
When I do the stroller, I don't use the sticks.
Do you strap it on and he's like,
I
behind
just
you?
Put 'em
the
up against your
stroller.
little
I
tummy
push the
and-
stroller. It's a running stroller.
Do you do like the bike thing? Like, you know how you attach it to the bike and just attach it to your body or
Just
whatever?
drag-
No, he
Then
sits,
it would be a workout
Yeah, he sits in the stroller and we push the stroller. It's a running stroller. My wife uses as well.
with the big wheels.
Hey, people that don't go out and walk and want to be healthy by walking, I don't expect you guys to understand this, okay?
Yeah, I get it. That's a casual shade. You know what I mean? Let me know.
I
when
didn't
you
say anything. I walk.
Let me know when you want to hit the gym
Perfectly
again,
fine.
buddy.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get lifted. I got a
Any
shoulder
day
injury.
now.
I've been doctoring for about the last 7 years. Palmer, you walk?
Last 7 years.
Not 6 or 7 miles. I do laps around the neighborhood. I don't know how far I go till I get bored.
My goal is about 5 to 6 a day is a good specifically for just a workout.
Right.
I go 5 to 6 miles and then stop, and then I do others throughout the day, but
right.
specific 5 to 6 mile heavy quick walk. I mean, 15.5 minute pace is fast.
I get it. So you're comparing your workout to a geriatric. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. So it's okay.
I would say his walk's more of just a casual walk. He just goes and does laps.
Okay.
I walk. I go hiking. I go through botanical gardens.
Yeah.
People's backyards. I do cold plunges after.
That's good. That's
In
good.
people's pools as you're going around.
People's pools. Yeah.
just jump
I
in.
just stop and get snacks.
You got anything?
I do live near
Hello,
cigar
snack,
shops, so
hello.
occasionally if they're open, I'll stop and get a drink of water or use the restroom
Yeah.
there. And the owner gives me a hard time. He's like, "You're just in here to take a shit," and I'm like, "No, dude, I was."
True.
Yeah, I go, "No, dude, I was coming in to say hi," and he goes, "You conveniently do it right in the middle of your walk," and I'm like, "Well, hey,
Yeah.
this is what it is."
It's a great toilet.
But anyway, regardless, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna start listening to the podcast in the morning. That's actually a great thing to do because you guys go every day too, so I could get something. If I like
Every
it, I listen.
day.
If I don't listen.
There you go.
We go up at 5 a.m.
Would warm my heart.
5 a.m.
5
That's
a.m.
when it goes live.
Yeah.
Perfect. New every day, fresh.
That's right.
I won't have to wait for my other podcast that goes at 9.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. What kind of podcast is that?
We both probably listen to it. The same one. Recently I'm kind of annoyed.
I haven't listened to it in a little bit.
Yeah, I love it. It's just this. It's all the same discussion right now. It's around in circles.
I ran.
Yep. So this week I'm exhausted with it. So I'm going to do a Cigar Hustler podcast, and if I like what I hear and see, maybe I'll get some swag.
It's excellent edutainment. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. We would love your support.
Edutainment.
Edutainment.
I freaking like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Copyrighted.
All right, Palmer, let's go. Let's hit it.
All right, first story is about a Florida man who was found sunburned and disoriented on the Sanibel Causeway.
Oh, John Carney. Was the name John Carney?
I do have a funny story though.
But this is a funny story.
This one's funnier.
Go ahead.
All right, he claimed he was kidnapped
I
by
told him to go ahead.
dolphins.
What?
Oh, you told him to go ahead.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if your story's going to be better than this.
It is better than this. Self-time. This is hilarious.
Okay,
So-
go ahead. Go ahead.
He was kidnapped by a group of dolphins and forced to build an underground city. Underwater city, sorry.
That's amazing.
So the funny part is, though, when the police started to interrogate him,
Right?
he drew very detailed blueprints in the sand of the underground city.
Well, there were those alleged military-based dolphins that had escaped. Do you remember that a few weeks ago?
Yes, maybe these are them.
Maybe they found him.
Maybe these are
Yeah.
them.
So I've heard that the U.S. Navy uses dolphins to defend a lot of their vessels when they're in port.
Yes.
They'll have dolphins, and because they're aggressive
Yes.
and they'll attack you. So they use them specifically to protect boats.
Allegedly, it's believed that they ram you
Yeah,
with their heads. It's bam.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the ones that got loose, they trained with poison darts.
Yeah, they had the dart.
They had poison darts.
Well, apparently they needed a city.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah.
This is like so. This is in Sanibel Causeway. So
They
Sanibel
found him
Island.
walking on Sanibel Causeway, sunburned and disoriented.
I like that this made the news. This is amazing.
He was claimed he was taken 3 days ago, and that there was a headwind. Let's see if I have the headwind's name here.
How do you not let that guy go?
What a trip!
Let's see. They took him 40 feet below the surface where they needed help building structures. He told officers the dolphins communicated through a series of clicks, and eventually he learned their language. And there was a dolphin named Gerald.
I get it.
Gerald was the head dolphin.
Yeah.
They kept on water for 3 days. Gerald handled that. I didn't ask questions. You don't ask Gerald questions, he said.
That was an actual quote.
That was an actual quote.
You did not want like a made up Palmer joke quote.
Nope,
This is a real quote.
Real quote.
You don't
So this is amazing.
You don't want to mess with Gerald.
Do they have body cam footage of this?
I would imagine.
Wow.
Of course they do. It's released in like 30 days.
Yeah, they have to hold it for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna process that.
Apparently, the blueprints were detailed enough to be disconcerting to the policeman.
Wow.
To be concerning, sorry.
Wow.
It included what appeared to be condos, a town square, a recreation center. He told officers he was released because the Dolphins were satisfied with his work and that they'd be back for phase 2.
We gotta track this guy.
He had whatever he was on, or if it was real, what an experience.
Can you imagine if it was real?
Yeah.
And like nobody believes you.
Yeah, well, I love it's like all the detail, the things.
Right.
Well, he had the conspiracy. Well, he had detailed blueprints.
Right.
Yeah, his mind was working on overload. Of course, he had blueprints. And by the way, blueprints. Anything that's designed had elaborate blueprints. Somebody came out of their mind, right?
Right.
So he's probably got some obvious skills if they're that detailed.
Yeah.
And man, he had. I love that they had names, everything.
Gerald.
Just the one, Gerald. The head one had
The head one,
the other ones don't have names.
and you don't ask him questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't ask Gerald questions.
Kind of like it's like Planet of the Apes.
He's a very serious man, Gerald. Very
My
serious
Roomba
dog.
at my house is named Gerald.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't ask you
Do
questions.
you get to talk to it or no?
He does. We've unplugged him. He wasn't really.
wasn't doing
we were not satisfied with his work.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it didn't really work.
Isn't that the way it works for everybody who's had one?
Yeah. I've abandoned my Gerald as well. I call him Alfred.
We had a one that mopped and one that vacuumed.
Yeah.
You had one of the mops.
Yeah.
Man, the mop ones, they looked great, and I think they are the first
were
first
the
time
first
using them. But
ones.
then they don't like the one I have now. It just runs into stuff, and he does okay. But his battery was running out
Right.
before he'd get the areas that need to be covered. So then the recommendation is get the higher end one that you can then map the property or whatever. Well, one of the guys 2 doors down from me has one of the lawnmowers.
Yeah.
Oh, I want the lawnmower.
Yeah,
And that works?
It worked. It was really freaking cool. It like emptied itself out and stuff. He had his lawn mowed like twice a week.
Wow.
But
The golf course we do business with has them running around the front when I'm there.
Yeah.
yeah. So Florida man, great stories. So I'll tell you mine here is a good play on this. It's quick. So the other night I'm going out to do a cold plunge at the end of the night. So I go out and my backyard, you've been in it before, but in the back there's a bunch of those big trees and bushes. They're basically overgrown bushes, but they're trees really. So I trimmed them a few weeks back, and then in the act of trimming them, the people that came over to pick up the limbs, I was like, "Can you just take this all out?" So they cut it all down. So now you have a clear view of the train tracks. So there's still some bushes there, but the train can now see in the backyard. But it gave me several thousand more square feet in my backyard because it was about 15 feet out and about 120 feet long.
Okay.
So I go out to do my cold plunge. So I get my clothes off, everything. I'm standing.
Like naked?
I'm standing naked. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm standing in the cold plunge, getting jacked up to drop in. Right. So
Right.
I'm standing there, and I hear the train coming. So I was like, okay, no big deal, whatever. The friggin' train stops.
Nice.
Right on my backyard, bro.
Nice.
So I get into the water, but it starts coming up, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm hearing it coming, but it sounds slower. It's slower because it's stopping, and it stops directly in my backyard."
Fantastic.
So I'm standing there in my cold plunge.
Did you hit him with like a Superman?
Yeah, well, I'm standing like this, and kind of, yeah. And then when I started to see it actually fully stopping,
Yeah.
I just jumped into the cold plunge. But
Stayed there?
But yeah, I sat there real quick. I called a really close friend of mine. We were crying, laughing on the phone. I was in there like, "Bro, you're not going to believe what just happened." He's like, "Oh my God, that's so great." He's like, "Hopefully somebody got a picture and they'll post it online. You'll be the next Florida man."
Yeah. Video. Florida man. So did it make you stay in the cold plunge longer than you normally do?
I have my cold plunge a little warmer. Then I don't put
warm.
it down to the 30s. I have it in the upper 50s so I can sit in it for like 20, 25 minutes.
Okay.
And I really try to drop the core temperature down. I'm not trying to get the shock value.
Okay.
I'm trying to drop the core temp. So I go mid to upper 50s. Sometimes, depending on the time of the year, it gets warmer, but it never gets above 60. But I'll go in for like 25 minutes.
Okay.
And when I'm out, I found that better for me than just doing, because I've done it in the 30s, 34 degrees.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get shock and you're in there, and then you start getting freaking frostbite, and your extremities get cold. So I prefer it warmer for a longer time for inflammation.
Got it. Okay. So walking is considered working out, and cold plunging at 50 degrees.
You cold plunge?
Yeah.
What are you going at?
I think it's like 45, 48.
For how long?
6 minutes or so. Anything past that is silly in really cold weather.
If
Cold water.
there's different schools of thoughts with the plunges, right? And just methods of doing it. The colder it is, the shorter period of time you're gonna be able to spend in it.
Right.
And that has a different impact on your nervous system and different things like that. Endorphins. What I find with that one is dropping my core temperature down is relaxes me more and provides a little bit better on inflammation lengthwise. You get a deep cool. So I've enjoyed that a little bit more.
That's nice.
And I do it more often that way as well because it's just not as intense. Yeah. My whole life's intense. I need things that are less intense. So for me, it's like the cold plunge. I don't need more intensity. I need relaxation.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. Next story.
An impatient man was arrested after moving an ambulance.
Okay.
Moving an ambulance?
Moving an ambulance. This is also in Florida.
Is that the whole story?
No. 50-year-old man was arrested on Thursday after the Brevard County Sheriff's Office said he climbed into the parked ambulance while paramedics were treating a patient in the back because it was blocking a driveway.
I love that.
Is that illegal?
Yes.
You
Okay.
could have just moved it. Like, say, hey, I'm just going to move this out of the way a little bit. I got you.
You're not allowed to get in to move the ambulance.
You just let them know.
You're still not allowed to.
Hey, man, I'm just going to move you up a little bit so I can get in this driveway.
See, the incident happened when Brevard County rescue crews responded to a call on Sykes Creek. A paramedic worked in the back of the ambulance. They felt the vehicle begin to move. One crew member stepped out and found a man later identified as Lane Fothergill behind the wheel.
Ooh.
There is a video of this one.
He was behind the wheel?
He was behind the wheel and he moved the vehicle, and he hit the paramedic that got out of the ambulance.
See, that's where he got in trouble.
That's where he lost.
Yeah.
They probably would have still reprimanded him for the moving aspect, depending how far he went with it. But I think that you'd probably, if you moved it successfully with not hitting someone, they would have been like, what the heck are you doing? Hey, was he trying to get in his driveway? Is that what they said?
He was trying to get past the driveway. So apparently they were somehow blocking the street, I guess, or something.
I mean, he hit him. So
he hit him in his car. I'm sorry. When we got confronted, he jumped out of the rescue unit, got back in his own vehicle, and struck the paramedic in the leg while fleeing the scene.
So he could have, man, what an idiot.
You just could have said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he could have said, I'm sorry. Hey, I wouldn't do it. I was just trying to get out of the way. Hey, you can't do that. I didn't know or whatever.
Yeah.
Then he hit the dude.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was there for hours.
I got to get to the hospital.
I mean, he pulled up, it was there, and he went, ugh, and then got in and moved it.
You could have said, I'm a doctor. I got to go.
I'm a doctor.
There's a surgery that needs me. Something.
Let me help the man in the back.
Did he hit and run?
It said he struck paramedics in the leg while fleeing.
So he left.
So he left. Man, what an idiot. Amateur. If you're going to move an ambulance, you stick it around the scene to explain why you did it.
Hey, you say you're sorry while you're slowly driving away.
Yeah, hey, There's
I'm sorry.
missed opportunity. You ever driven an ambulance?
No.
Me either.
Oh, you made it sound like you have.
No, you ever driven,
Right, the way
you
you
ever
asked
driven
it.
like a police cruiser?
No, I've been in the front seat.
I've been in the back.
I believe
I've
that.
been in the back.
I believe that.
I've been in the front as a kid. My daughter's been in the front seat in a driver's seat.
Yeah.
Winter Park police officers, that's a little thing.
She drove it?
It wasn't on, thank God. But they did let her turn on the lights.
Nice.
Which is cool. I had a friend of mine that drove a Orange County Sheriff cruiser and turned the lights and sirens on. All right. And that one was interesting because he was asking the person, he goes, hey, can I drive that around the building? And he's like, absolutely not. And he goes, can I drive it around the building? He goes, no. He's like, come on, maybe no big deal or whatever. He's like, no, he goes, you can't drive it around the building. He's like, I got some stuff to do inside. The guy left the door open and the keys in it with the guy standing there. And he took it around the building and he brought it back. And so when he came back out, he's like, hey, you sure I can't take it around the building? He's like, no, I got to go now.
Right.
I believe the guy knows that he did it.
He's well aware, yeah.
But he had no,
He had no knowledge.
no knowledge of it actually happening, but it was freaking hilarious.
That's pretty good.
It was absolutely hilarious. So that was the closest I got to driving one, but he actually did it. That ambulance thing, people are crazy, man, on the roads. What is going on with people that they have to be so
Why
on
was he in
time
such
to
a
things that
hurry?
they're going to?
They just didn't leave at an appropriate time.
Yeah. People are just crazy, man, on the roads. What they do, the entitlement on the road,
Yes.
right, is nuts.
I was doing almost 90 coming home the other night, and a guy comes up behind me and starts flicking his lights like crazy.
Well, you're in his way.
I'm doing 90. How fast does he have to go?
110.
apparently.
Could you have gotten out of his way?
No, I had to pass several cars and then I got out of his way.
Was it a multi-lane highway?
Yes.
Well, then it's Florida. You can go on any lane and pass people in the state.
I prefer to just stay in the left lane and just make everybody's life miserable.
Yeah.
I smoke a cigar. I'm that guy.
Why don't you just do it in the right lane?
Because I like to sit in the left lane. It's more open space.
He's aggressive. He likes to be aggressive.
But you don't. I'm assuming you don't generally drive incredibly slow. You're at least going the speed limit or above, correct?
It's about 10 over.
Yeah, fine.
75.
Yeah, I don't get too worked up if I'm going over the speed limit and somebody's behind me blinking.
Right.
And I'm doing you get around me.
Yeah. So, okay. What else you got?
This is Florida. That was Florida again.
Yes, that was Florida again.
Yeah, don't come here. It's a terrible state.
All right, we have an update on the, what was her name?
Misty?
Misty. I was going to say Sandy. I keep on saying Misty.
On Sandy. We have an update on Sandy.
Update on Sandy. Apparently, the altercation happened in 2024.
Yeah, I was just going to say it. So I read it was 24.
Yeah, 2 years ago. The first trial was a mistrial because the judges that heard the original complaint had what's that word?
Recused?
Yeah, thank you. Themselves from it because I guess they knew her because she was the mayor.
Right.
But they filed on it anyway with the other judges signed off on it. So it was a mistrial. So the second trial just happened.
And that's where she got convicted.
That's where she got convicted. Her sentencing is next week.
What did they convict her of? Do you remember?
Carnal knowledge of a minor, and I forget what the other one was called.
Yeah, drunk sex with a minor.
Something like that. Yeah. She could do 17 years in jail between the two.
In crude layman's terms, it is.
Which episode was this that you talked about it on? I want to listen to it. Yesterday? All right, I'll listen to that on my drive back. I want to hear what you... I don't want to say anything until I hear what was already said.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, was it interesting?
Yeah.
It's mixed. That's always a challenging... It's always a challenging one because... I was talking to a friend of mine. We were down in Tampa on Wednesday when that happened, when the story was really coming out was on Tuesday.
Right.
So we were talking about it, and I showed him a picture of the lady and whatnot. She's attractive, and we're sitting there.
It depends on the photo. There's a lot of photos of her out now. Some of them is like, and then some of them like, wow, she's.
I didn't say she was hot. I said she was attractive.
Attractive, right?
Okay?
Well, there's some where she's not even. Attractive, but anyway.
But I'm sitting there, and I look at the situation, and I'm like, the challenge you have that there's states in our country where the age of consent is younger than that.
Really?
Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean it's not statutory rapes or things like that can happen around that time. There's age range, but like a 19-year-old in high school. I was 19 as a senior in high school. If I'm dating a freshman who's 15,
right,
is that illegal?
Those are different circumstances.
Those are different circumstances, and there's things that allow for the different relationships and things like that.
Right.
So you look at those. But
not my 15-year-old buddy.
No. Well, I'm not 19 in high school any longer, and I also didn't date a freshman.
My ex-wife's brother did 8 years because he was dating a young lady. He was 18, the young lady was 16.
That's terrible.
8 years?
Yeah, he did.
What 8 years.
State? Florida.
Really?
Yeah, up in Stark.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's awful.
The mother pressed charges.
So the mother did. So you look at these situations, and the exploitation of children is absolutely horrible. 100%. What she did is completely ridiculous. At the same time,
right? On her part, 100%.
Yeah, on her part, 100. Yeah. So she deserves everything that's coming to her. But this isn't a however or but like to excuse anything. We have a real issue in our country, in my opinion, where you have state laws and things that are different everywhere. I think like the age of consent in like freaking Mississippi is like 13 or 14 years old. So
that's creepy.
Yeah. So then that's where you start blurring lines, and then you get these crazy people who blur lines in their own minds, right? Yeah. And you give them the ability to blur these lines. It's very gray areas for me. And then it is different from man to a woman or woman to a man. Correct. Too. 100% is. And if people say it's not, they're 100% wrong. It is very different. Right. There's a difference between a 16-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl. Right. And there's a difference between an 18-year-old boy and girl. There's a difference in all those ranges, right? Yeah. So it is very different on both sides, culturally, legally. But the gray area for me is all these different rules where it makes it murky for these people. Her situation is kind of interesting. She was obviously, in my opinion, drunk also. In the situation, because she instantly texts them back, text the parents saying, "Hey, I effed up, blah blah blah. I got to tell you this and whatever." So she came clean. She came clean almost
she got
immediately
in a fight with the kid's mom.
Yep.
That came out today too.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Well, at least she came clean.
Instantly too. I think that's
Right.
going to help her in that regard. But I had a person that came to work for me one time, to apply for a job for me one time in a restaurant that I ran, and she'd applied for me, and she had the same situation. She had a pool party at her house. The kids were drinking. They were 16, 17 years old. She was in her 40s, and she ended up hooking up with one of the kids. And she's like, I'm still pending this. Obviously, I couldn't hire her, but I was like, just don't put yourself in that situation.
Right.
Because a 16, 17-year-old boy that's got some hormones going,
Right.
a good-looking woman is around. Oh, hey, there's movies that were made about it. Stifler's mom,
Badge
things
of
like
honor.
this.
Badge of honor
Yeah,
right
you're
there.
in
Yeah.
you're in hormone stage, so
Right.
just don't put yourself in that
Yeah.
situation, right?
I agree.
Yeah, like I'm not allowing my daughter to drink with friends around at my house under the age of 21. If I choose to have my daughter, allow her to have a glass of wine or a drink when we feel like she's old enough, that's a different story. And I do feel like that's a way to control it, normalize things, and talk about health and being moderation. But I would certainly never having a kid at my house that's under the age of 21 drinking anything, let alone that situation. That would never happen. But I'm not even getting close to that. That's crazy. People are freaking nuts.
Absolutely. All right, moving on.
They interviewed her ex-husband. He said she was a whore.
I mean, come on.
The police interviewed him.
Come on, bro.
She puts out.
That's, I mean, it's a given.
Is the kid, so the kid's 18 now?
Yeah, the kid would be 18 now.
Yeah, is he in love?
2 years ago.
No, he ain't about that life.
No, I told you he confessed to his girlfriend. He was trying to get her back, and was like, well, she offered.
Right.
Jared
He ripped and dipped.
Saltalamacchia, okay? Yeah, Major League Baseball catcher, was the catcher for the Red Sox for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He married his high school gym teacher. She's 10 years younger than him. Sorry, he's 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
It's like 10 years.
What
younger.
else?
Bro, he's in like his 20s when they got married. And she was like late 30s.
I have to look into that a little further.
Yeah, over 10 years. Interesting.
Before I weigh in on my opinion on that one.
Yeah, look that one up. That's a fun one for the viewers to look into. Jared Saltalamacchia. If you can spell that, you can spell that.
You can spell this.
Right, exactly.
All right, moving on.
All right, Michael, you got a video for us today.
You know what? I did have a video, but we're going to let it slide at the beginning that we're at 32 minutes.
Okay.
We can move quickly through the other things. Do you want to do the video, and I'll move quicker through the others? I like the video, I think.
The video's pretty funny.
Yeah, let's do the video.
Okay.
He's going to have something we're not going to want to talk about anyway.
It's pretty funny, dude.
Well, we get into cigar news next.
How am I going to send this to you guys? Because I did not.
Well, you have to send it twice. Or put us in a group chat.
I'll have to screen record it. It's really bad. It's pretty funny.
Oh, you haven't stream recorded it yet.
No. I have it here. We'll skip it. Let's just skip it. We'll do it. We'll do it on Monday. We'll do it on Monday.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. PCA launches the Alliance program.
We're getting into the cigar news.
Yeah, now we're in cigar news.
Now we're into cigar news.
I said that.
Did
you
you?
were looking at your video.
Cigar news, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. PCA Alliance program.
Right.
Okay.
That's one for people who aren't actually in the cigar industry.
Oh.
If you run a bar or a restaurant or a country club or something. And you
Business adjacent.
Yes, and you would like to support the cause.
Okay.
So wineries, breweries, restaurants, country clubs, and individual consumers who want to do their part to support the business that sells premium cigars and pipe tobacco products. The PCA Alliance is an avenue to support the industry's advocacy through financial support and participation.
Did you get to use the button where we're both on the screen at the same time? Have you done that yet?
No.
Oh, man.
Now you're on now.
Why wouldn't you do that? Come on.
Because now you're on. I'll leave it on the rest of the night.
No, I don't want you
Because
to.
this is a little slower switching.
Who does all the editing?
We do right now.
Oh, you're editing on the fly.
Yeah. Yeah, the last episode, we didn't have anybody on the board, and it did it by itself by the mics.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying, I'm like, we're talking a little freer here.
Yeah.
And so it edits on the fly.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you're happy with it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, the first one did okay.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
It wasn't great, but it was good enough.
But right now, you're both on the screen at the same time, side by side.
Yeah. So the PCA Alliance, any details?
It's $250 for a corporate member or $99 for an individual member. But being an Alliance member does not get you access to the PCA.
What are the benefits?
Yeah, what's the benefit?
You're supporting the cause.
Go to the show.
That's it?
Oh, yeah, I think that's all you get.
That doesn't sound like enough for me. The problem is with anything is you have to give value to a person. That's how it works. Like
I don't understand why you wouldn't let them come to the show
Right.
and let them buy, like you're in, let them pay to come to the show too.
yeah, I mean, there are plenty of wineries that could say, hey, I would like a humidor put up. Maybe I want to meet a couple people, try some different cigars.
Would they have to have their own tobacco license? Or?
I wouldn't say you'd have to, because you can be discriminatory by you're the one allowing them to become a member or not. You don't. It's just not like a free for all. Like I own a restaurant, so I can become a member. I would think you'd have to submit your information and then potentially become a member. And probably what they're doing is soliciting.
Yeah, I see a lot of positives by giving them like a particular badge and letting them in the show. Like, hey, you get to walk around, you get to meet people in the industry, you get to talk to retailers, you get to talk to brand owners, manufacturers, maybe try a couple cigars. Don't get crazy with your trick or treating,
Well, that's up to I've always said the handing out of cigars isn't the responsibility of the brand.
I agree.
If you don't want to hand out, I have to hand out. Nobody says you have to hand out cigars to people. That's up to you.
Well, it's a fine line because listen, Latier did me dirty one year and it's never been the same. They had just launched. I was still new to the industry and I was like, hey, can I try a cigar? And they're like, no, we don't have any samples. And then like 10 seconds later, somebody walks up like, oh, hey, how are you, man?
But that's still their decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you bring these people into the show, you could identify what they are, if they're a media badge or it's a retailer badge or purchase or alliance member, and you could decide if after a discussion with the alliance member, if you want. I've told people no on samples. People that come up that, hey, I do such and such. I've never heard of you. I'm sorry. My samples are tight. I'm holding them for interviews that I have going on or my retail partners.
Yeah.
Which is okay. So I'm fine with the alliance member. I mean, to get some drama going, I guess. I mean, the media's in there. Why wouldn't be adjacent businesses have relevance to me, to be honest? And we've talked about this for years. Josh Scherbersky seems to be a guy that gets shit done. All these ideas that people are throwing around, he's finally doing them. Like one of the ideas was the PCA should go around to their members and do events and be there and support them, right? But now they're doing it.
Right.
One of them is, you should bring in, there's a lot of bars and restaurants and country clubs that sell cigars or could be educated on this more. So let's allow them to become members.
Right. I'm
with you 100% though. If you can become a member and then you can't participate in anything they're doing, where's the benefit? Value? Yeah. The only value in PCA outside of the advocacy as an industry is being able to go to that trade show.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I hate the things at the end where people are like, "Hey, I'm just gonna rush, and I was just trying to gather some new cigars from people, and then I'll just take it." But I'm like, "I'm sorry, man. If you got to make an appointment in order to get samples." That's usually my line. I'm not just gonna. If I hand it to you, there's a 90% chance that I never hear from you again, and you may or may not smoke the cigar. It's gonna go in your bag of whatever, and I'm not about that. So, appointment only when you can get a cigar.
Mm-hmm. So the alliance program, you can just become a member with no member benefits. I guess maybe you go on the email list.
Yeah, they got.
You probably get the magazine and that kind of stuff.
They got to be able to come in the PCA.
I agree with you. I'm 100% on that. If you're gonna bring people in, they got to be able to come to the show because that's your Super Bowl.
Right.
You want them to see it. I think that's a better approach than the consumer aspect of it because there's consumers there anyway that come with the retailers or with brand owners.
I like the consumer aspect of it too.
I don't necessarily hate it, but I like this first.
It can be revamped. It can be done properly, because it would be great for us to have the ability to meet up with everybody from all over the U.S. and sometimes the world. So, in one spot. Absolutely.
I've heard some things that will be on the Patreon at the end about something that's unique things that are going on at the Dominican Republic potentially next year at Pro Cigar, which is unique as well. So I'll save that for there, but it kind of touches upon these different things. But I love the alliance thing. Got to get them into the show. And by the way, get them into the show and make them pay for it.
Right.
Or make someone pay for it.
Right. Give them a registration fee or something.
Make someone pay for it. So
absolutely.
I think that's a good step in the right direction. And most likely there probably is some way that might have been a negotiating piece. It's like, hey, we'll let them in. We don't want them at the show. Well, we got to do something. And once you have it there, then you start negotiating maybe to get them in. That would be a question to ask the PCA. What's your plans with this alliance thing after the launch?
The more people I can touch and talk to about my product, the better off the brand is going to be, the better off the industry is going to be. So, okay. What do you got next there, Mr. Palmer?
All right, Tradecraft releases the Gladius Bellicoso and Azorian Corona Gorda at the PCA 2026.
We're at that time of year where everybody announces their new stuff.
Everybody's announcing the new cigars.
Who's Tradecraft?
Gary and Robert Blumenthal, 4th and 5th generation cigar men and owners of Tinderbox International.
Oh, out of New Jersey.
Yes, they're going to be releasing a pair of limited edition Vitolas for 2 of its core lines in 2026 PCA and trade show next week.
Okay, so now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Tinderbox, they released their own in-store brand cigars, and they were called things like Gladiator and all those other stuff. So it sounds like now they're reaching out to other retailers by doing this. Is that right?
It sounds like they're going to be selling their own cigars.
Right.
Which they have been. Tinderbox International has been doing that since they existed. That was one of the things of being a Tinderbox is you got exclusive products. So it seems like a version of what they're currently doing, or what they were what they were doing, but obviously degraded with the slow disappearance of Tinderboxes,
Right.
which is basically non-existent at this point.
Yeah, there's still a handful of them out there. But like, I don't know, have you ever come across a consumer that said, hey, this Gladiator from Tinderbox was amazing, like you got to try this?
I don't hear anyone discuss the brand Tinderbox outside of occasionally the Tinderbox International when something comes up with like a licensing agreement or that's been an issue, like the guy in Waldorf, right? In Waldorf, Maryland. Raj. And then the biggest name in Tinderbox is Craig Cass in North Carolina.
Right.
So those are, when people think Tinderbox now, when I think Tinderbox the last 15 years, I think Craig Cass first.
Right.
And there are some others. Memphis, Tennessee's got some 4 or 5 Tinderboxes that do very well.
Right.
Yeah. Great ownership there, husband and wife, really good people. But I don't know. I don't hear anybody. There's very little that I hear people talk about in general, though. It's always shocking to me how some brands, when I see them, it's like, how does this work and how does this make sense? And if you're just not around in a shop every single day of the week, you'll miss it. And even if you are, you miss some of these things. So I don't know. I think they have that store, their main location, which is like their corporate headquarters or whatever now, is a really nice store. But I've not heard, I didn't even know what Tradecraft was. It's not a knock on them. I just, shame on me for not knowing it.
Right.
Honestly, I have no opinion, man.
Feels like it's kind of a knock on them.
Yeah, I'm not going to have any, I don't have any opinions on the 10 trillion things that come out every year. The only opinions I'm going to have on are things that I am close to, people I care about, got a relationship with, and the companies I run.
Yeah, that's why it's important as a retailer to have an idea as to who you're going to go see and what you're looking to grow your store, right? Like, you obviously have your core line stuff that's been doing well with your particular brands, whether they're legacy or boutique. And then when you go to try and find that 1 or 2 new brands to bring to your store, you should probably do your due diligence, right? Instead of just going in and kind of buying blind. Because that's how you buy something and then it sits and then you don't like it and then it's not moving and then you just kill it off.
I keep my ear to the ground on what the big companies are doing, legacy brands, vertically integrated companies, companies that are making a big splash, growing, and then I said people that I'm close with.
Right.
So that's tends to be what I pay attention to. And then most of those people that I'm that I'm close with, are doing things that are actually making an impact as well. So I'm looking at what's actually making an impact on all levels, whether it's consumer level, whether it is all of these consumer level, retailer level, and then media level. So that's what I tend to see is what has the most impact on those levels. And so that's kind of what I focus on. That's a good gauge, in my opinion, what's happening. So I have no idea about this. I don't know how many they're making. I don't know if they're doing a trade show booth. But yeah, I wish them luck. I want everybody to be successful.
Are they doing a booth?
There's no mention of that here.
But they just announced it for
But
PCA.
they are saying, according to Blumenthal, the 2026 both cigars are scheduled to begin shipping within a couple of weeks of the trade show, according to Blumenthal.
Well, then maybe they have a booth.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, Patina Connecticut Copper is heading to stores.
Ooh.
This is a pre-PCA release.
Ooh.
A new size of Patina's Connecticut line is on its way to stores after first being announced last June. It's called Copper. It's a 6x46 Corona. They also have the size out in the Habano and the Sumatra lines. They're just introducing it in a new size, a new Vitola.
Okay.
See, it's an Ecuadorian-grown Connecticut seed wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, fillers from Pennsylvania, Nicaragua. The Connecticut Copper is priced at, who wants to guess?
Carney?
That's all I got, man.
Yeah, you can take a shot.
Just guess.
It's okay to be wrong.
So Patina.
Patina, Copper,
Mo.
6x46.
Who's Mo?
Mo's the guy who owns Patina.
Mo owns
Okay.
Patina.
Okay. Where's Mo from?
Mo's from Chicago.
Okay, I know. Okay, yeah, I know.
guy.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I was just trying to wrap my head around it. Cool, man. I think it's
What's the price?
what do I think it's going to be? Copper? Yeah, $20.
I think it's like $14.
$12.50.
$12.50.
Boom.
Good, nice price point. I think the good thing with this and something to take from it is the colors and metals and elements all work and are very simple for the consumers to identify with. They can pronounce the word copper.
Right.
It looks like it. Rocky Patel is coming out with one called Sapphire, which is easily pronounced.
Right.
And the industry, which it thinks it's innovative with this, is the colors are a big thing. This is Bentley white, McAuliffe white, this next white, everything's white, blue, green colors.
Right.
That's not new in consumer industry. It's just something that's new all of a sudden in the last 5 to 10 years in cigar business. We're like, well, we have this new revolutionary thing. We're going to call this. Well, Johnny Walker's been doing it for 50 years.
Right.
So I do like that type of stuff. I don't think you can do more things. I don't think you can do too much that makes things simpler for a consumer to be able to pronounce it and buy it and see it. So the likelihood if somebody sees that, they like it, they can identify it. It's a very easy word to say. Copper is probably easier than even patina, right?
Right.
So I think it's good move. Marketing wise, I haven't seen it, but that would be my comment on it. Is whatever they've done, whatever they're doing the right thing in the naming, and I'm assuming in the color scheme.
Got it. Okay.
That's what I look for in things. Is it simple? Does it make sense? And does it have a barrier to the consumer knowing what it is?
Yeah, I think Patina's doing all right, man. They're doing well with a lot of their stuff. So, okay.
All right, now it's time for the industry's favorite game. What's the score?
You're supposed to do that.
Supposed to do it too.
I thought we were talking about the losers.
No,
Don't we have a loser in the industry?
It's a what's the score thing.
Oh,
Whoever
okay.
loses the game has to leave the industry.
Oh.
So one of you two.
Forever?
That's what the score stakes are
Okay.
today.
I'm gonna
That's
pick.
what they are
I'm
today.
gonna pick one. I'm gonna go one the whole way, and I'm gonna lose, and I'll be out of here.
I can do. What's the score then? I mean, I thought we had up next was a losers leaving the industry.
Me
I wonder
too.
who is the loser. It's going to be you
Well,
or
I don't know.
I.
It's going to be one of you two.
You don't
All right,
have
there we
a-
go.
wow.
All right, well,
this is awkward.
this is the end of a run for both of or one of us.
Yeah,
So I'm not going down alone. So if I'm out, I'm taking you out too,
I'll just go.
Well, one
quiet.
of you have to lose. I don't play. I'm the MC
Oh, okay, perfect.
and the engineer.
and the engineer.
Did you give him a raise for having the engineer thing on the background? Because, when you bring an engineer in, it's expensive.
He's starting to get some money.
Good.
He is.
I worry about him.
Am I?
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
good.
Don't worry about it. The check will clear.
Yeah, we got $11 of YouTube money.
Is it up to 11?
I think it's like the 15.
We have 65 in Rumble, but we still can't cash
You can't
out.
touch that.
My meta dropped down to 15.
Yeah.
I was doing 25, 30 with the kids, and they don't like those pictures anymore, apparently.
I've given up on
Yeah,
my.
I got banned for about 6 months. I wasn't getting paid anything.
What do you get banned for? I've never been banned once.
I put up a picture of me and Mike as kids doing the podcast, and somebody reported me.
What do you think Saka gets banned for?
Yeah, he's banned at the moment.
He doesn't
Is
post
he?
anything provocative.
He can't post anything in any groups.
Yeah. Is
So
it?
somebody complained. That's what happens.
Yeah, someone complains. He doesn't really post anything provocative. He posts provocative things about
He
cigars.
says Snickers too much. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
but I don't mean provocative like sexual or anything like that.
Right.
Like he doesn't say anything that even gets anybody riled up.
Right.
It's, hey, this is the cigar I'm doing. This is what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Sorry, losers, if you don't get it.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then he gets. I was always wondering because he popped up. I'm like, what does he do to get banned?
I can tell you. I know what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. You ready?
yeah.
Too many words.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody starts to read it and they realize it's a long commitment. They just report it as spam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah.
that's a good call.
Report.
That's the only thing I think it is long. It's wordy.
What's wrong with this? Too
Very
many words.
wordy.
Yeah, wordy.
He could have just summarized it in a paragraph, but instead it's a soliloquy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
good call.
here's the first cigar
Okay.
because we're running long. December 18th, 2014, reviewed by Brooks Whittington. It's a Honduran limited edition cigar. It's the Room 101 Uncle Lee.
Oh. Do you want to go first this time? Or you
Yeah,
wanna
I'll go first.
Okay.
88.
89.
Okay, it's the Uncle Lee from Honduras. See, the wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano. The binder is Nicaraguan Corojo. Fillers Dominican Piloto Ligero and Honduran Corojo. $10 cigar. They've reviewed 3.
It's Honduran made.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's Honduran.
This is one that was from the current Room 101 stuff, or was this the
this is
one
old school.
This is
Uncle
24.
Lee.
So this is stuff out of Camacho.
This is 12 years ago.
Factory, I cannot pronounce. Agroindustria Laipa.
Man, I wish I was going to say 89.
So
Well, you have plenty of
said it.
times to change.
Yeah, I'm going to go 89.
I'm going to go 90.
All right, clue number 1. The Room 101 Uncle Lee delivers a rich and involving flavor profile, highlighted by dominant notes of sweet cedar, creamy leather, and from the backbone of the sweet cedar and
Words
creamy
hard.
leather that form the backbone of the cigar. As it progresses, an enjoyable fruity sweetness reminiscent of dark berries emerges and becomes more pronounced in the second and third, adding depth and balance alongside complementary notes of roasted coffee, nuts, oats, and spice. This layered progression keeps the profile interesting from start to finish.
Let's stick with 89.
Are you on shooting from both of us, or are you on the split?
It's both of you at the same time.
Nice. 90.
It has been since the patina story.
Oh.
Construction is a major highlight of Uncle Lee. The cigar burns evenly with an excellent draw throughout the entire experience, producing thick, plentiful smoke with every puff. This consistency allows the flavors to develop smoothly while maintaining enjoyable smoking rhythm, showing strong craftsmanship in both rolling and blend performance.
91.
I'll stay 90.
Clue number 3. While the overall profile is flavorful, the retrohale starts off with an extremely aggressive black pepper note in the first third that can feel somewhat overpowering. Although it eventually calms down as the cigar progresses, the intensity early on may be a bit too sharp for smokers who prefer a more balanced, smoother start to their smoking experience.
Ooh.
89.
Look at him shifting. 90. Still a 90.
Final thought.
Okay.
I've always been a fan of Matt Booth's unconventional way of doing things, and since redacted packaging for the Uncle Lee was one of the most original packaging for cigars had ever seen, everything works for this cigar. The unusual vitola, the rich berry sweetness on the finish, the strong creamy cedar base, and even the aggressive black pepper on the retrohale. A very good, complex blend that is a fitting tribute to the man Booth is commemorating.
Oh, boy.
This is your final score.
91.
Damn, that's tough. That's tough. You know what, man? I think you're gonna nail that, but I'm just gonna stay 90.
It is 90.
Whoa! You're out of the industry.
Nope, there's one more.
You gotta nail it now for a tie.
Yeah,
we
the
can,
best
another
hope.
cigar.
Another
we can
cigar.
either both leave together.
The best hope is a tie where you both get to stay.
We both get to stay. Okay.
All right, this is from March 18th, 2019, reviewed by Charlie Minato.
Okay.
It is the Saga Short Tails
I don't think he liked this
of
one.
high priming.
I think the only one guy who did like it was Coop.
Yeah, I don't think he liked this.
Okay.
The high priming.
High priming.
By Charlie.
Charlie reviewed it.
85.
I was going to start at an 80.
All right, the cigar is the Saga Short Tails High Priming. It is a Dominican Republic cigar. Factory is De Los Reyes. It's a Nicaraguan Jalapa. Binders Indonesian. Filler Dominican Republic and USA. Connecticut Broadleaf. It's a 4x58 nub. And this is a redux, so they only smoked one cigar.
I'm going to say 85.
83.
Okay.
Are we all of a sudden got a gang pulling up on there?
Yeah, it looks like it.
All right, first clue. The cigar offers a bold and robust flavor profile that would appeal to smokers who enjoy strong, full-bodied blends. Core notes of earthiness and oatmeal are supported by layers of toast, coffee, raw sugar, while persistent red pepper and spice add intensity and character across much of the smoking experience.
85.
Smoked this while they had breakfast.
84.
Clue number 2. As the cigar settles in after the early portion, the flavor profile becomes more defined and enjoyable. Coffee and subtle sweetness from raw sugar begin to complement the earthy core, and the construction improves on the burn as the burn stabilizes. Once past the initial inch or so, Smoke production becomes more consistent, and the cigar performs much better through the middle portion of the experience.
85.
84.
Third clue. The cigar struggles with construction early on,
Here we go.
particularly with an uneven burn that requires frequent attention to keep it properly lit. This inconsistent burn is the first portion, makes it difficult to fully appreciate the flavors, and can interrupt the overall smoking rhythm before the cigar finally settles down later in the smoke.
85.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the 84.
Mm-hmm.
All right, final thought.
I'm like boxing you in here a little bit.
I see that.
I was genuinely curious to see if nearly 3 years of time in the humidor had taken any of the edge off the tails of high priming.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, it didn't. Yeah, just the way it's worded, but it didn't.
The answer is yes,
Oh, what?
but not by much.
Oh, okay.
For the first 2 inches, it didn't appear that time had done much to change any part of the tails of high priming, but by the final third, there were some signs of a bit more manageable profile coming in. Where to go from here is an interesting question. After looking over my notes from the original review, which said that the cigar performed better with more humidity, my plan is to take 2 of my remaining cigars and place it in a humidor around 72%, while leaving the other 2 in their current 67-68 humidor. A handful of years from now, I'll report on the experiment. For now, this remains a very strong cigar. A good cigar for $8.50, but far from the best of the Short Tail series.
You had a tough call here.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay 85.
I'm gonna stick with the 84. Reduxes tend to be a little better.
I feel like it was 86.
John went the wrong way.
86.
87.
87. All right, so I'd like you to make some calls. Call Mr. Hooten right now. Let him know that you're done. And call my boy over at Bentley, Mr. Schuster. Say we're parting ways. You're going to become
Leaving the company in the hands of Mike Wilson.
You're going to become the cart man at Costco.
I've disappointed the Germans and the Americans at the same time. What am I, the French?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Hey, the French did do a couple things good for us, back in the day.
They just sent down an aircraft carrier.
They had an aircraft carrier?
Yeah, they got a few.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
a few of them.
To where?
To the Middle East.
To fight the Americans?
Yes. No, to help.
To help. Joke.
To help. Yeah, to fight. It was funny. I saw this meme yesterday, and it said the Muslim countries are mixed on the support of the Operation Epic Fury, and it had
That's what it's called?
Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that's the
Yes,
mission's Epic Fury. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, all in support, and it was UK, France, and Spain for other Muslim countries that weren't in support.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I love the what's the score thing, by the way. It's great. And the half wheel is the perfect people to use for it, because it's you got 3 different people doing the reviews, all different personalities.
Yeah.
Trends in different ways over the last decade plus of doing it. It's really great. Like, what other review site could we sit down? And this is not a knock on anyone, but what other review site could we ever talk on and be like, the third clue is, well, the construction. Well, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all had a cigar that was either ours or somebody that we're close with that's in there, and it's like the best cigar ever, and then but there was this, and it's like 83.
10.
Yep. So love that. Love that.
Perfect. Are you going to be anywhere where you like?
No, I don't have a job anymore.
Yeah,
I'm a loser.
He's retired.
Okay.
Well, where are you going to be making
Man, what have I got
hamburgers?
going on, man? I got so much stuff going on. We got PCA stuff. Everything's last minute, always with every cigar company. That's one thing that every company I'm involved in is part of, and I'm responsible for those things. So I got a ton of stuff that's going on the next 3 weeks. We've got.
It creeps up on you, man.
Well, yeah, it's fast, and then. The beginning of the year, you can't start working on stuff really in January. You can start working on, but you can't do anything because nothing's open,
right?
In any of these countries, really, for the most part. So I got a bunch of stuff going. We got 2 America 250 projects that we're doing cigar wise for Hoot and Young.
Are you going to be anywhere? Is it anybody?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Events or anything coming up?
So with that regard, we've got this weekend we'll be at Cigar Life in Lakeland.
Oh, they're good.
Yep, Norm Hooten will be with us for that. So we'll be down there doing that event next week. We're mostly local here in Florida market for the next 3 or 4 weeks leading into the trade show.
Makes sense.
Yep, we'll be at Lowball Louie's in Lady Lake. next week also, and that's what I got the next 2 weeks. But really, the next 3 weeks for me is all wrap up PCA, get all of that stuff done, make sure I'm able to show it at the show, and then with America 250, I have to have the things ready to go, and our team has to be ready to launch these things in June.
Got it.
So quick turnaround.
Yeah.
But we'll hit it, and a lot of exciting stuff. But yeah, in terms of travel, I'm going to New Hampshire next week for a day to go up and visit our friend Dave Garofalo. So I'll tell him you guys said hi.
My buddy.
So yeah, I'll be up there next week for a day, just for some meetings. But no, my travel's slow this month, simply intentionally, because there's just so much coordination. You know how it is. You got a small group of people doing things, and it all falls on a very small group at the end to execute.
100%.
Yeah.
When you see Dave, ask him when he's going to come on and be in person on the show. Just let him know.
Well, he got snowed in up there the last couple weeks, so hopefully you'll get down here. But I think it'd be fun to have him on. I think he'd love it.
It'd be great.
And he's done a little bit more. He's done some traveling this last year. He did an event at a retailer in like Pittsburgh, which is cool. So he's a man of his word. So if he said he wanted to come down, he will. He'll certainly try to figure it out.
He's coming down to the Newman factory. He's doing a tour there. Or something. Paul, are you going to be anywhere?
I'll be on Chi-Town Cigars next Tuesday.
6:30 Standard Time or something like that?
7:30 Central Time.
Central Time. There you go. Okay, perfect. Well, again, if you liked the edutainment that we provide for you, please like and subscribe wherever you're viewing or listening to this show. And thanks again for watching and listening. That's it.
All right, guys.
I think we're here
John
sometime this month or next month, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not in charge.
Yeah, Alex is doing a Putin Young thing here.